Here you are, folks. Get ready for your hair to stand on end, for your spine to tingle. Here is a perfect setting for a thrilling performer. A pedestal, a spring net, and a hoop. All ready for that daring, breathtaking, exciting exponent of wizardry in the air, that world-famous acrobat, Pudgy. He jumps from there and bounces to here. He goes around and around, and he comes out of the hoop with the big sharp knives, and he lands right here. Now, introducing Pudgy. Wake up! Hurry up, Pudgy!
You seem to be having trouble, Uncle Max.
Say, Betty, you're just the one I want to see.
No kidding.
Come up here and see if you could put Pudgy through this act, will you please?
Oh, really? Okie doke. That's easy. You just watch me. I'll get that Pudgy, all right, all right. Wake up, Pudgy. Oh, come on and get up, you little lazy bones. My, what a lazy dog. All he needs is some pep, Uncle Max.
Well, maybe you're right, Betty.
Oh, I'm sure I am. You gotta have pep. You gotta have energy in large amounts. Nowadays it's speed that counts. You gotta have pep, you gotta have pep. You gotta have vitamins from A to Z to give you speed and energy. You gotta have pep. Milk and eggs will give you dancing legs. Fruits and greens, peas and beans, eat them and that means you're gonna have pep. Woo! You're gonna step out with all the speed you need. You'll find out that you'll succeed. You gotta have pep. Woo! Say, let's go. Vim, vigor, vitality. Mix it up with a little eggs. Just a dash of milk. Get them all together and put in your mouth. Pep, pep, pep.
Hey, your name, Nick! Hey, come on, Nick! Come on! So long, Betty, and thanks a lot.
What do you fucking call me? Huh?
No, I ain't no commie.
Well, you better not be. I don't want no commies in my car. No Christians either.
Still a stupid.
It's such a fine line between stupid and
clever.
Yeah, it's just clever.
What up, cyber fam bots, fam Americans, Odesians, and good old cyberspace cadets. You've been here the longest. It's Irate Prostate. It's Friday night. Coming in a little mellow, you know. That means it's time for the CREEM Stream, number 191. Tonight's title is Psakit to me, baby, but don't circle back, yo. All right, and then that's kind of how we're going to go in with this deal. I don't know. Bruce is supposed to show up. We haven't seen him yet, but if and when he does, we'll slide his little butt in here. But once again, we have a special guest, Asherella, in the house. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing okay. Had a really long week, so I'm so glad it's the weekend.
I bet that's right. And A is for Atema. How you doing?
Oh, I'm alive and kicking. You know, it's been a week.
It must be in the air.
It must be, man.
One of them kind of weeks.
Look, Mercury was in retrograde or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you even knew what to say that or whatever.
What?
Right.
You're surprised? Okay, never mind. I was just thinking, you're surprised that Tema the gypsy knows astrology?
Okay, all right.
Got him.
I'm kidding, Shiro.
Yeah. You know, there was a really good show on Hulu called Shut Eye about the gypsy life. About this guy that gets entangled with this gypsy family, this mafia type, you know.
Their wedding dresses are insane.
Yeah, their weddings are fucking insane, man.
They are.
And then in the first series, it ends with a wedding too. So it's really first season.
Some
But hold on.
Depending on the caravan, it could take 2 weeks to get married, dude.
Yeah, it can take longer than that. Perfect. Uzi is the perfect woman for me. Just saying. All right, B is for Becca Fairley. What's up, girl? Yeah, she just walked in the door. I've been asking for tall boxes. I got one. Perfect. You down with that shit? C is for Shigon.
Is so much fun.
It is. Oh God.
Yeah, hi. I think it's a weird week too. I get you. I don't know why, you guys. Yeah, every single day, I like forgot what day it was. It's so weird. Weird me.
That could just be the end of pregnancy too, my love.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. I think there's something wrong with my brain, but
baby brain.
Yeah, Beard won't listen to me. He won't believe me, but I'm not.
We call it PIBR. It's PIBR. It's pregnancy-induced brain rot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's okay. It's temporary. It'll go away.
Mm. Well, did anybody catch the? Oh, I'm sorry. We're not done.
No, I was making a joke. I was gonna go someday, but no, never mind.
T is for Trippy.
I'm here. I'm awake and alive and shit. I didn't have too horrible of a week myself, so it's good. I don't have nothing to scream about.
We're out estrogen, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just saying.
I'm used to it. I grew up with all women.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Outnumbered, where we're gonna beat up on Trippy and Irate for 2 hours.
For the view.
Yeah.
I got clips of you beating up on people, but we can start off with a nice one.
Me be so cute, and
That's
he's
the wrong.
totally. Mommy loves you.
Dude,
There you go.
yeah, I was looking at some old Norm Macdonald stuff where he talked about how much he fucking hated, well, not only Joy Behar, but Barbara Walters too, man.
Oh, Norm.
Not a fan. That was funny as
Damn,
shit. He's
that's
funny.
true.
I love that motherfucker, man. They were gonna miss him, because his hot takes are fucking hot.
Yeah, they
Sorry, Prostate's channel here. Welcome everybody. The chat is kicking, man. I'm just I'm blown away. Chat. I don't know. You want to go ahead and let's just move into the main room? We got all these cool slides that I wanted to show y'all. Before we get going here. So, well, okay. Everybody's had like a weird week, huh? I've kind of had a weird one too. It's been weird, yeah. I was supposed to do the XD Wednesday, and I fucking was just exhausted. I had packed up a bunch of shit, and then had to go to the house, and then all this shit. And I was just physically, I was literally falling asleep, and it was like 6 o'clock, and I said, "Fuck, I can't make this." And it was close. And then last night I said, let's do it tomorrow night, and then that couldn't happen. So, but we'll do XD hopefully next week. Right, if I can get everything, if we can get my shit together, I'm gonna try to have the at least a basic bitch computer room going at some point late Tuesday. So look out for something to happen. But we are moving. It's gonna be fun. Can't miss.
Every time. Sorry, go ahead.
Please, no.
I was just gonna say every time I move or I know I'm gonna move and I like sign a new lease or find out my new address, like the very first thing I do is like set up my new internet. You know what I mean? Before the power, before the water, before everything else. It's like calling the internet company.
Dude, I've already got my modem and shit, and it's already ready to provision. All I gotta do. I had to bring the router in here. Yeah, I had to reset it for my dad's old shit. And we're ready to rock and roll. So very happy about that. So yeah, we are going to go into the main room for a moment. The realm of the demon training. We must forge the river and trodden into Mordor.
I was gonna say Asherella goes and the first thing she does is set up her internet. Before I'm allowed to even walk through a place for us to look at, my husband has to research if the internet is high speed or not. If it's not high speed, we can't move there.
That's smart.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's like no. Like,
well,
internet,
eventually Elon
he
Musk
sets
is
it up
going to
crazy
take care of
first.
all that shit for us. So,
Starlink, yeah, we're looking to try to get Starlink.
yeah.
I lived in a shitty place that had like DSL like several years back. And oh my God, like it's one of the main reasons I moved.
Dude, I remember when DSL was like looked like the vagina.
God.
The newest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was
so
like
fucking much, dude.
And if you had like a T1 connection.
Oh, and then it's like, oh, I got a T1. Fuck your
shit.
fucking DSL shit. Right?
All right, I was going to say dick sucking lips. I remember when that's what it meant.
What?
And I remember everybody bitched
still
that they
means
couldn't
that, I
get
think.
T3 jacks at their own house. You could only go to universities and hospitals to
DSL?
get T3 jacks. You couldn't use
Yeah.
them publicly.
Dick sucking lips. It used to mean just
Dude,
that.
I know how to build a modem, you guys.
Sweet.
Nice.
No, it's
Need
not
one
a
made
great
out of
thing.
wood.
How is that fucking useful?
Or you had to probably do it out of like necessity, right?
yeah, I learned how to build one after we rebuilt like 3 because
Johnny
used to get
Bonsaco.
mad and throw them.
Johnny Bonsaco throws me $10 and says, "Would you please kill that bitch? Mommy loves you,
Thank
Moo."
you.
Very nice.
And of course, the
this
cleansing flame of the archangels. Yes.
Thank you so
Okay.
very, very, very much,
You bring
Mr.
us.
Bonsaco.
Yeah.
Mr. Bonsaco.
Mm.
Suckle.
When I say Johnny Bon, you say Sacco, Johnny Bon. Johnny Bon.
Oh.
Come on.
Suckle.
Let's do it in rhythm, man. Come on, rhythm method, fam.
That's terrible.
When I say Johnny
We're doing
Bon,
this
you
until
say
you get it
Sacco,
right.
Johnny Bon.
Suckle.
Johnny Bon. You assholes. Anyway, the cleansing flames. All right. Damon Tranny is okay. She's gone away. He, she. I don't know what to call him. Okay.
Shit.
The thing
Let's call
is
it
gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Let's
penis.
call it shit.
Mushroom
Horn.
penis head is gone.
Yes. I love the way you say that
Mushroom
shit.
head is gone.
I want to thank Johnny Bonsaco for that $10. Appreciate it. And Demon Tranny goes away when the cash comes around. Just saying. And buddy, I'm gonna need some after this fucking move. Holy shit.
Right.
Man, anyway. But it's okay. You know? Like I've said before, I don't do this for money. I do this because I love you all, but the money's gone nice, okay? I'm not gonna lie.
I do it for the money.
I mean,
I
you
don't
know.
make any.
So
that.
this room, all right, so this room is set out, of course, Ink Sock from the 1984 book, and we're experiencing the 2 minutes of hate with in the character's name Goldstein, or God, it's been so long since I read that book.
I know, and I haven't gone over it with the kids yet because my 14-year-old.
But it's evidently it sounds like
now.
kind of like a Jewish-y name, you know. It's Gold something. And
I remember that.
But but we've got our version of that shit. That motherfucker right now.
You know, it was really funny when he was making a parody of George Bush and the neocons.
Yeah.
But when he started going after the everyday Republican, I got kind of fucking mad at him.
I don't care. He was funny, man. You know, it's like
He was.
You know, but
Was.
yeah, but you know, we come to learn that his sister is a fucking politician and is either North or South Carolina. Old Coom Sock, $2. That old Coom Sock comes in handy all the time. No sock like Coom Sock. Rubs me raw, but I can't stop. That's right.
Yikes.
My butt's been white. Coom Sock. Well, good for you. It's nice to have a clean butt. I can verify that. I can verify that a clean booty
You are
hole
part of
is
the
a happy
wiped
booty
and not
hole.
part of the unwiped. Understood. Understood, Coonsock. You are part of the wiped. I get it.
Right? All
That's
right.
a hard bastard thing, by the way, guys.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the wiped and the unwiped. There's just hours upon hours of
Yeah.
great
I don't use my left
super
hand.
chats. And,
Yeah.
no, there's
I use-
amazing shit. It's great.
Actually, yeah. We're
I
civilized.
don't know where I put the clip. I have the clip of him saying my butt's been wiped, and I don't know where it went.
Oh,
Eh.
yeah.
It disappeared.
Emmanuel Goldstein. You're right. That was his name, Becca.
Oh, it was Goldstein.
And roasted. Yeah, it was Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Yes, sir.
I found it. It's right here.
What must be what?
I just
My
started
butt's been
reading
like-
that book, so
Yes.
I gotta catch
It's
up with
worth the
everybody
read.
else.
Yeah. It's a great book.
Readings for nerds.
And there's some unforgettable shit in it,
Well,
man.
then I am a nerd.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a well-written book. But you know,
Hey, can I lick your butt?
you know, then there's that guy. So
No, thank you.
yeah, really. All right, so it's time for 2 minutes of hate, fam. Of course, we're always going in alphabetical order, and A is for Atema. Are you ready for your 2 minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of low energy because I'm fucking exhausted, and
That's fine.
my 2 minutes ahead will explain why.
Go for it. You ready? 3, 2, and go.
So a week ago today in the afternoon, my landlord clipped a piece of paper to my fucking door, saying that they were going to resurface all of the thoroughways and parking structures, and they called it the parking lot, or all the parking spaces. They were going to do it all at once in a 3-day period. In mid-September in Oregon, and they expected to be able to have 3 days in a row without rain in mid-September in Oregon. They didn't actually send out an email to the rest of the people in the complex, those that, I don't know, work second shift or graves, didn't see the notice because the notice was placed on the doors after they left for work. So they get an email at 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday telling them what's going on. 7 o'clock that night, one of the managers for the area had the balls to call me up and ask, what can we do better? They've just broken the fucking law. Because they completely cut off the entire apartment complex and told everybody to park on the streets around the complex. Becca, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's completely fucking illegal, right? Like, there's this whole ADA thing. You can't block off injured people from the fronts of their buildings. You can't.
Right, yeah.
And as soon as I said, I'm injured, I can't make the walk that y'all are trying to make me walk. And he said, oh, well, we'll make sure you can park up here in front. Well, is there going to be a spot reserved for the disabled or the handicapped people here? And he said, no, it's first come, first served. Well, then how the fuck are you serious? Are you fucking serious? So we ended up spending like almost $500 on a fucking hotel room that ended up having to be extended for an additional fucking day because these ignorant motherfuckers decided that there wasn't going to be any rain in fucking September. They literally sent out an email saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, the ground was wet and we couldn't finish the job. Unforeseen? Are you fucking serious? So I asked them, have you ever heard of a project manager? And one of them got all pissed off and walked like a bitch back inside and slammed a door. And it's like, okay, so this gets better though, because we don't get home till like 7 or 8 o'clock Thursday night, right? So I wasn't going to be able to do either of the streams anyway, irate, because I was still stuck at the fucking hotel. But it's 3 hours before we're supposed to fucking leave. The goddamn hotel staff didn't process our extended day correctly, so they're telling me I have to pack my shit in like 15 minutes and get the fuck out of the room in front of like 6 other people, while the other girl, who I can't tell if she's talking to me or the person on the phone, she's apparently resolving the fucking issue, but there's this fucking big titty fucking fat fucking ginger bitch who's giving me this dirty fucking look, telling me I gotta get the fuck out of the fucking place. And I'm like, fuck you, cunt, my husband already paid for it. But I'm not trying to get mad because I can't fucking breathe because I'm all fucked up. And oh my god, dude. So I end up with like, there's 2 guys behind me and one of them starts tapping his foot because I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to put money down to fix this problem. And this bitch then informs me that if I want to put money down to fix the problem, I have to take all my shit and move it to another room anyway. So I'm like, okay, you know what?
Kumsak tips $1. Kumsak, old Kumsak, good old Kumsak. Dollar said, first come, first served. Oh,
but
proceed.
So I go, fine, fuck it, and I start packing my shit. 10 minutes later, the other girl that was on the phone, and I couldn't tell if she was talking to me or not, she calls up and she's like, oh, I'm so fucking sorry. That was retarded. She wasn't supposed to do that. You're totally covered. I was in the middle of fixing it when she kicked you out. So she's just on a thing. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. It's still just in the middle of all this shit. You can tell something's wrong. There's 2 people talking to one person at the same time. And some fucking stupid motherfucker in fucking paid goddamn fucking skinny jeans trousers that are khaki with a blue and white fucking plaid gingham style fucking button up on is over there tapping his fucking feet like he's so goddamn important. Other people can't have their paperwork fixed. Oh my god, fuck Oregon, y'all. So Saturday morning at 7:30, they're supposed to continue working on the goddamn pavement because these motherfuckers figured they could do this all in 2 days, and they thought nobody was going to have to walk through any of the wet areas to get to and from their shit. So now they have to redo a bunch of shit, dude. It's so fucking stupid, dude. I'm so sorry, Irate. It's 5 minutes, but it's like fucking days worth of bullshit, man. I'm so sorry.
I knew we wound you up, man. Oh, that was funny as shit. Awesome.
Oh no, dude, I know
you're pissed. Hey, I know you're pissed. I'm sorry about that troll.
Atema, that was like low energy. What?
Yeah.
Really?
No, that is.
Dude, that is Atema. Yeah, that's very low energy, Atema.
Irate and Trippy can attest, dude.
Holy
no,
shit.
if I'm on it, dude, you'll get like 26 descriptor word insults coming out of me.
Hurricane Atema, dude. Just saying. Right?
Is your landlord, are they gonna reimburse you for the hotel bill?
They better fucking do it. Yeah,
okay,
they better goddamn well. They already owe me $200,000, so they better fucking pony up for this too.
I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not super familiar with Oregon tenant landlord law, but I work in rental property in North Carolina, and that would be a reasonable accommodation. So you should really push it. If they try to not do that, okay, I was gonna say don't let them
Oh no, we already have a lawsuit we're in the process of putting together. Still, I guess I don't know, but there's a lawsuit because they were supposed
a lot
to
of money.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to do mold remediation and they didn't. They just left their house unlocked and a bunch of shit happened.
Moldy.
And they didn't treat any of the molds, so we ended up losing $75,000 in books alone.
Oh my god!
I'm a bibliophile and I homeschool.
All right, but before we get going with Asherella, let's say there's some people in the chat. I noticed some people out here. We got the chat is getting big, and it's I'm not going to be able to do this much longer. Either creature.
That's a problem.
Yeah, keep being nice to everybody, man, and you'll get a wrench. I promise you. This is a wrench no state, right? Mr. D-Ball Money. That's right. Yeah, Roots, no Roots, man. I don't know where you went. It's all right though. Let's see. All right, Dumbbeard, what's up, man? Mr. Goat, man. We've been blessed by the Goat Yeti King. Bubonic for you, Bubonic for you. I say bu. You say boo. I say boo. Yeah. Boo. Mm-hmm.
Boo. Hi, Boo.
Nathan, what's up, man? Spittle Buggies, of course. Man Squatch. Yeah, me and Man Squatch was talking earlier and Mason Mopus. Okay, so let's see. I'm missing Josh. Hey, man, I would do it. All right, FTW Neil, of course. Oh, Philip Daniel, man, I haven't listened to the newest stuff yet. Okay, because I really haven't had a good opportunity. I've been busy with this house shit. It's a headache. But it's okay. You know, it's a mixed blessing.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. All right, Madness, what's up, man? Don't ask me about Barbara, please. Josh, I'm fucking with you, dude. You know that. Alex Martin, Go City Overwatch. What's up, man? F for Norm. That's right. F for Norm, dude. I agree. Like I said, either creature or ether creature. It's EITHER. Okay.
Either creature.
Either creature. Either. Hey, Nostradamus. It's good to see everybody, man. We got a good lead, man. TW, roasted, of course. Where's Potato? Was he just not watching when you're on roasted? Tell him, man.
Yeah, Potato's okay.
Yeah, I hope he's all right, man. If not, hit him. Oh, Lordy. All right, so yeah, I got Alex Martin. All right, I got you, man. Just make sure I got everybody. All right, Uzi is looking at me with... Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I heard that.
Yeah, I got to turn my mic back on. Oh yeah, we'll go. Well, Feline has not been wrenched on here, man. That is a
what?
Yeah, it's an oversight.
She hasn't been in here for a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how that shit goes. You know why we do this shit.
It's been a while.
Every once in a while, you got to flush. You got to flush out because there's bad blood that try to take advantage of shit. You know, you can't trust everybody, but we got a good chat, and I like to keep my chat happy and help you all stay happy. That's right. Get and stay happy. All right. And so moving on to Asherella with your 2 minutes of hate. Are you ready, ma'am?
Yeah, I believe I am.
You feeling frosty? You ready to roll?
Yeah, yes, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
Get it? 3, 2. Oh.
Okay, so
Nope. 3,
okay.
Go. No good.
Okay.
Stop. Go now.
Okay, so I've
I'm sorry.
had a long week, but this is what's weighing on my mind in the moment, and it's really not that important at all. But okay, so as I just mentioned, I work for I'm in rental property, and I work for a kind of bougie luxury apartment community, and we do a lot of resident events. And tonight we had this concert from this artist out of Nashville. And he's really good, this country music guy, and he does a cover of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" by the Charlie Daniels Band, right? And I'm listening to the song tonight, and I've thought about this before, but I don't know what triggered this whole train of thought to this extent tonight. But in the song, you've got Johnny and you've got the devil, and I have always, ever since I was a little Asherella, always thought that the devil's fiddling, you know what I mean, was way better than Johnny's. And everybody's always up on Johnny's balls, his is the greatest. But I personally think that the devil and his band of demons blow Johnny out of the water. And yeah, that's what's been weighing on my mind for the past couple hours. And it's you would have thought that they would have wrote the devil's part. It's the devil, so he's got to be good, I guess. But it's way better in my personal opinion.
So yeah, man, that movie Crossroads, man, Stevie Vai blows anybody away. I'm just saying.
Dude, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. There's a couple of these. Ingve would probably give him a run for his money.
No, Ingve's he just jacks off for a living, man. He can't. There's no soul in what he does. Okay,
I know, but Steve Vai is impossible to work with, dude.
That's not what Zappa said. Zappa loved him, man. You know
really?
that? Yeah.
Because Eddie Halen and fucking Dave Mustaine and
they're all
what's
fucking. It's all about dicks, man. It's just dick shit.
And they're
dick flopping.
Dude, he's so hard to work with, man. He won't just jam with you; he just runs you over.
I need a chat. Need a favor.
Band guys.
Need a favor from the chat out here.
Oh, sorry.
Chat, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this shit. Pop it out on social media. Get us rolling, man. We got 37. This is looking beautiful, man. So I'm feeling
That's
excited.
the name I was thinking of. Satriani is the other one that irritates the piss out of me.
Yeah. See,
amazing guitar.
I give me David Gilmour any day. David Gilmour, Jimmy Page, So anyway, all right. No more arguing about that shit. All right, Asherella.
No, I'm not disagreeing. He's a great guitarist. I just wish he was nicer to work with. So you could hear more shit from him.
Becca doesn't have anything to complain about this way.
None. I really don't.
You're lying.
Point of proof.
You are.
I mean, not even the devil went down to Georgia.
No. Is it my turn? I can, I guess, bitch about something I bitched about a while back.
Well, I mean,
it's a reoccurring problem. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Go ahead.
Becca is one of my favorite people to listen to, bitch, legit, for real.
Well, okay.
I love it.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's making me feel funny somewhere.
You're just so
oh my God.
You have so much conviction in your bitching.
I'm getting the vapors. Stop it. Stop.
The vapors. Oh my God.
Right. All right, Becca, you ready to roll, girl?
I'm ready.
Ding, 3, 2, and go.
Okay, so number one, I had to get out my step stool to pull out my fucking firing bag off the top shelf of my closet this week and had to fire 3 bitches once again. And it's all because I have a firing bag. I bring a special bag with me to the office, and then all bitches are on notice that it may be their time to get the fuck out. So they're all scared as soon as I come in. I call them in. I explain to them that their services are no longer needed because they didn't provide fucking services. They thought that they could come into the office and just bullshit and gossip with each other and pretend like they were working and, oh, Becca's not going to notice that shit's not getting done. So all this stuff came up due on this one docket, and we have 2 cases that we're probably going to have to dismiss because bitches didn't want to work. So we have to explain that to our clients, and it's like trying to fight off malpractice because these stupid paralegals that think they can just come in and sit down and chit chat. So when I went into the office, one of them had the balls to look at me up and down and said, "Oh, you got your bag today?" And I said, "Yeah, your first one called in." And she was like, "Don't even bother." And she just packed her shit and left right there. I was like, "Well, technically I didn't fire you, so have fun filing for the unemployment, ho." And just shut the door on her. I was like, whatever, get the fuck out. I have been working until midnight almost every fucking day this week because we are so understaffed. So now my boss he's been threatening to pull me back in the office instead of allowing me to work from home because my presence needs to be in the office to get people to work. And he told me today that that is happening next month. So I no longer get to work from home because of entitled bitches, which I'm not happy about. But I do get my own office with a door, so I can close it and not stare at these people all day, which is a bonus.
It's always nice to get the door that closes.
Right? Shot her in the parking lot.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Are you finished, Becca?
I'm done.
All right. 225, not bad. Over? No, just a wee bit, yeah. Little ramble in there. All right, Shagun, you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Go.
Well, I don't have like a ton of hate, but there was like something that happened at work that just.
Oh.
Okay. I'm okay. I just dropped the mic.
Dude,
Sorry.
Okay. I was like, shit, she's pregnant. What happened? Thud. Oh, fuck. She just dropped it.
Okay.
So, mic moment happens at the end.
Right. I didn't
hey, Joe, what's up?
Okay. So something happened at work and it like really annoyed me and it just kind of like stuck with me a little bit. But so the director of our department posted this like graph, just kind of showing like median income, and she wrote no improvement over last 5 years in wage gap by race. Guess what by race means? Guess what that means?
People who aren't white.
Right, exactly. If you look at the graph, there's one line for white people, and then there's another line for like everything else.
Everyone else, yeah.
Everyone else, and it says of color.
So Elizabeth
fuck
Warren
you.
was the...
Okay, so that means it's Asians and whites.
What?
No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. When they add of color, that is their tacit way of saying they're excluding anybody who's yellow. We aren't even talking Indian Asians. We're talking just Oriental-based Asians. We're talking.
I don't know. It doesn't say it. I mean, I know
Oriental.
like some people
Yes.
like still
That's the subtext.
include if you're not white, you're of color, whatever you are, and that includes
but the
Asians. But it doesn't say that, and it doesn't like the one line. It says specifically white non-Hispanic. So it
I was
doesn't
about to
say
ask
that.
that.
And it
Does it
doesn't-
say white non-Hispanic?
So I know the other line, the of color, that includes Asians. I'm like, this is bullshit. And I just
a lot of people
I don't
lump Asians, and they'll when they use the of color term now these days, it excludes Asians.
yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Like sometimes they don't really want to talk about that. Like they do. It's
Yeah.
they
Well,
don't really
okay,
want.
but, like, when it's
Asians in their group
convenient
anymore
for-
because it's inconvenient.
Okay, so let's talk about it when it's
Whoa,
convenient.
we're not done. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's still 2 minutes.
It's
Sorry.
not dialogue now.
Sorry.
Right.
Shit.
Well, I mean, that was actually basically it. Like for my hate, I guess I riled up you guys a lot. It was-
I was gonna say it's like convenient for like Asians to not be people of color sometimes, and then like sometimes it's convenient for like Indians to be Asian and not people of color, and then sometimes it's convenient for them to be, you know, considered black. Basically, it just depends on what your agenda is, and it's stupid.
Yeah, and if you're biracial, it's super lucky because then you can just check which box you want for whatever situation, right?
I want to thank Aircraft Sparky for the raid there. Appreciate it. That's Balamasa, Crazy Chicken, Goofy for Jesus, Sweeta, Bandit 848, Balamasa. So say hey to everybody at Twitch. And
Hi, Twitch.
yeah,
Hey,
it was 7,
Aircraft.
now it's 3, now it's 4. Okay. All right, which is fluctuating. I like it. Better than nothing. Baylam. There you go.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. See. All right. Shigon has done her 10 minutes. Trippy poop. You ready, bro?
I don't have nothing.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm doing good.
All right.
I'm a happy little clown over here in my little clown world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my purple and green on my other screen and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Over here making stuff.
Yeah. It's like crazy. It's like, what do I do now, man? Now talk. You know, y'all talk. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to sound like an asshole. You know, it's like trying to.
You never do.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't sound like no asshole. They sound like, you know.
Uh-oh.
Just over here
Hello,
like,
check 1 2. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Everybody hear me?
Yes.
Ladies?
Yes.
Ladies?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
I'm not a lady. Stop saying that.
Well,
Tuck it, Trippy.
Well, if we and start looking at some video stuff, we might be able to see everything. And I was thinking about tonight maybe going 30 minutes late, but what I want to do is that last 30 minutes only on like Odyssey and Twitch.
Nice.
So yeah, I'll we'll end it here on YouTube and get the extra added bonus material, which is interesting to say the least. But what we will begin with, because it's I don't know, I heard this shit, and it came out today that Greg Gutfeld's 10 o'clock show is outgrossed all the other 3 big or 4 big guys.
Wow. Well, good for him. Shit.
Yeah, no shit, man. Because it's just like people are just sick of being moral fagged at, and you know they'd rather have somebody that can make fun of both sides, and you know that's what we used to do is laugh at everybody because they're fucking funny, right?
Yeah, like Norm Macdonald's comedy.
Exactly, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're staying into your fucking, or even if you're underground, damn, you know, you're fair game. It's
great.
All right, Buster's Outlaw. I'm gonna take a leap of faith with you.
Buster is a good guy.
Is he? Well then.
Yeah, I see him around.
You got to vouch for these people, Becca.
I'll vouch for him.
All right, that's good. I like that.
I'm the only good one in chat. You can only trust me.
Only the Trippy.
Some good people out there. I'll point them out if I need to.
Itchy ear. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know why I apologize. It sounds like a thing. All right. So anyway, and on that note, if I rate will be, what happened? Okay, it's still up. I don't know why it wants to go to the sound pad, but I don't want to go to the sound pad. What about the? All right, here we go. There we go. All right, so, all right, everybody want to hook in?
Oh, I gotta do that real quick. Yep. Oh, I already am.
Yeah, that's why I'm was talking about Greg Gutfeld. So we're gonna go ahead and switch rooms. But you were all right. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. A little animation there. Got Buster's Outlaw taking a trip in the mouth. All right. Blue. Nice Wrenchy winch. All right, so y'all ready to laugh, man? Because there's some sick burns are the order here. So just a little let's just open up a little what do you ever call it, Tucker and Greg Gutfeld. I'm a fan. I've been a fan of this dude since the old fucking Red Eye days. I'd stay up late just to watch his shit. And before that it was Tom Snyder's Tomorrow Show.
Yeah, I liked him on Red Eye. I didn't care too much for the show that came after that. The 5?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That one was okay. But I like the Red Eye better.
Well, it's like depending on who the Democrat of the week was, it was either fun or not fun.
The 5,
that goofy guy with the curly hair that was with him all the time was hilarious too.
Mm-hmm. Juan Williams, gag me. That's why I couldn't
That
do
guy?
the 5.
No.
What goofy guy with are you talking
he
about?
He was kind of tall and lanky.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't even know if he's actually tall. Just next to Gutfeld, he looked tall.
Well, anybody will. Yeah.
Well, dude, I think Fauci might look tall next to Gutfeld. He's a tiny dude.
Indeed. All right.
I don't know. He might be bigger than Fauci. Who knows? But he's not a big guy. He's really funny, though.
Of them all. Yes, the world deserves to know which CNN hack is Curly and which one is Mo. Last night, I proclaimed Chris Cuomo as the second dumbest man on CNN. That's like being the second drunkest slow-pitch softball player. But at that network, the competition is fierce. For my money, Don Lemon remains the champion. But not everyone agreed, including Tucker Carlson.
Chris Cuomo really gets the credit he deserves for being the single dumbest person ever to perform on cable news. He makes Don Lemon look like a particle physicist.
So by comparison, he makes Don Lemon look like a particle physicist. Or as Chris Cuomo might call it, a make things go boom doctor guy. So is it time to decide who has fewer brains inside? Short of an autopsy, there's only one way to find out.
The Great Tucker Carlson-Greg Gutfeld Debate.
Tonight's debate, which host replaced his brain with a steel plate?
Oh, Michael.
Joining me now, host of Tucker Carlson Tonight and Tucker Carlson Today, it's Tucker Carlson.
Thank you, Greg.
Yes. It's a friendly chat with Tucker about two stupid. But before we get started, let's take a look at some clips, Tucker, and remind people who we're dealing with. First, let's start with Tucker's choice, Mr. Cuomo.
Only in America, kids. Let's get after it. The official re-entry from the basement, cleared by CDC. A little sweaty, just worked out. Happens. Please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful. In scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double-barrel shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face.
No doubt that was pretty dumb, but can Don beat that?
Democratic cities are in chaos right now.
Crime
is
they
rising.
defund police.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. And again, defunding police. It's like the president is a racist and he is a demagogue. Believing the lies on the internet instead of science. It's time to start shaming them. What else? Or leave them behind. Nothing wrong with Botox.
People don't know what they eat,
Look,
what they drink,
I tried
what
it
they
once.
smoke.
My eyebrow went up. I don't have it now. As you can see, I got all these wrinkles. Everybody asks me when I'm going to get. You need Botox.
Both stupid. So I contend that while Cuomo makes dumber decisions than Lemon is just naturally slower. Cuomo is more of a performer, where Lemon just speaks his mind, which explains his stupidity. So, Tucker, persuade me that I am incorrect.
Let me just say, we disagree, but we don't need to be disagreeable. We're friends. I don't want this in any way to affect our longstanding friendship. I agreed with you for many years. I thought that Chris Cuomo was putting on an act. Mm-hmm. The weightlifting, the calling the bro talk, the huge swab. I thought he was like Bowser on Shana Na, who actually went to Columbia. Do you know what I mean? It was a part.
What a reference.
And then I watched him because I used to work at CNN. I know people there. I pay attention. That guy is every bit as stupid as he seems. He went to Yale Law School. His dad was the governor of New York at the time. And he doesn't know what's in the First Amendment. He has zero sense of humor, which is always a tell. But here is the absolute settling factor. He speaks only in cliches. If you listen carefully to Chris Cuomo, you will find not a single phrase that you can't instantly get on Instagram. All of it. So dumb people speaking cliches. Don Lemon, by contrast, not a genius, but he gets the joke. Like, he sort of knows, I'm a guy with no skills. I was a local news anchor in Atlanta. And look where I am now. He finds the whole thing hilarious.
Right? All right. So, okay, that was fairly persuasive. I'm going to have the audience vote after we get to the point of this. But I will say that Don Lemon, his stupidity was unmatched when he claimed that violence in the cities didn't exist because he just went out and had a nice meal. So it's like he is in a full. And I honestly, he felt that because he was recognized, he was on the street. Oh, and they recognized me. It was great. I had a nice meal. Therefore, there were no assaults and homicides in New York City.
No, Greg. That's not stupidity. That's narcissism. He lives in a Don Lemon bubble, and everything is great in Don Lemon world at all times. And that's kind of what I like about him.
So you enjoy Don Lemon because he's not very bright and he knows it.
He's Mr. Rourke from Fantasy Island. Welcome to Don Lemon's world. I mean, there's something so Corinthian leather about him. So unbelievably cheesy in a 1979 way that I don't know. He pushes my buttons.
Boy, you really are diplomatic. Who would you want? So I was going to ask you, you fish a lot. Who would you like to go fishing with? Would it be, obviously would have to be with Don.
Don Lemon, in a very famous interview, on the record at lunch, ordered for dessert lemon sorbet.
Oh my God.
And when corrected, he said, no, I'm afraid it's pronounced sorbet. He did not acknowledge that he had no idea how to pronounce the frozen dessert, and he wasn't embarrassed. So my dream is to have a long dinner with Don Lemon.
Do you know what? I think what unites both of those candidates for dumbest person at CNN is the lack of embarrassment. Like, they go out there, they deliver the same tripe every day, but they wake up and they're as happy as clams.
No, I disagree. Chris Cuomo's totally tormented. You watch Chris Cuomo and there's a deep self-loathing. Like, he knows how dumb he is and he's mad about it. That's what the anabolic steroids are about, obviously.
I don't know.
Don Lemon is totally happy in his mindless haze.
I want to ask the panel here, who's being most persuasive here, Dave?
Well, I think Tucker's winning here, but I think the next time you guys do this, you need to widen the net to MSNBC, because get Joy Reid in there, and then it's almost impossible.
But no, we don't. We could do that. Yeah, but we could just pit Joy Reid against
weaponizes it.
Nicole Wallace. I think next week we could do Joy Reid versus Nicole Wallace, or we could do Brian Stelter versus Breonna Keller. Is that her name, Tucker?
Holy shit.
Oh, the former morning zoo girl from the AM radio show in Yakima, Washington. Yeah. She's not even on the list. She doesn't qualify. Wow. By the way, the woman, not Joy Reid, the other one on MSNBC, is so loathsome. I am proud to say I have never uttered her name since I met her in 1999 when she was Jeb Bush's flack. She was nasty and stupid then. She's worse now. Worst person I've ever.
You know, this might be the greatest segment. I see you guys looking at me.
It might be.
With consternation.
Well, I'm just amazed by the expertise that you both have about these CNN programs. Are you the only people in America who watch these shows?
This is Well, actually, you make the point. The people who watch those shows are dumber than Cuomo combined.
They watch it because it's so damn funny. It's the funniest show. It's funnier than the late night comics. Tucker, we got to roll. Thank you so much for participating in our inaugural debate.
Anytime. And we're still friends. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Tucker.
You've got to ask yourself, as you watch the historic tragedy that is Joe Biden's immigration policy, what's the point of this? Nothing about it is an accident, obviously. It's intentional. Joe Biden did it on purpose. But why? Why would a president do this to his own country? The world nation opens its borders to the world, promising the poorest people on the planet that they can have endless free taxpayer-funded services if they show up and break your laws. That's not just stupid, it's suicidal. For generations, middle-class Americans have had access to the best healthcare in the world, but not anymore. That's over for good. Our system cannot handle this many destitute newcomers, period. Imagine what hospitals are going to look like a year from now. How about schools? What Joe Biden is doing now will change this country forever. So again, why is he doing it? There's only one plausible answer. You're not allowed to say it out loud. CNN will attack you if you do. The social media companies will shut you down.
Oh, there we got it.
Discord
I
made
couldn't
the
hear
audio
it
go
before.
way down.
Now, the Southern Poverty Law Center will call you dangerous. You could lose your bank account. The left will become completely unhinged and hysterical, and that's how you know it's true. They only censor the true things. Nobody gets in trouble for claiming the earth is flat. So it could be risky for us to explain what's actually happening here, but for once, we don't need to do that. Joe Biden himself has already done it for us. Here's Biden explaining the entire point of mass immigration back in 2015 when he was vice president.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like...
Can y'all see this and hear it?
Yes. We
me
can
who
hear
were
and see.
Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America.
I remember this.
Absolute minority.
And he was like excited
Fewer than
about it.
50% of the people in America
That's a good
from then and on will
Yeah,
be
like that's-
white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. But why? Well, Joe Biden just said it. To change the racial mix of the country. That's the reason. To reduce the political power of people whose ancestors lived here and dramatically increase the proportion of Americans newly arrived from the third world. And then Biden went further. He said that non-white DNA is the, quote, source of our strength. Imagine saying that. This is the language of eugenics. It's horrifying. But there's a reason Biden said it. In political terms, this policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from faraway countries. They brag about it all the time, but if you dare to say it's happening, they will scream at you with maximum hysteria. And here you have Joe Biden confirming his motive on tape with a smile on his face. No one who talks like this should ever be the president of the United States. The president of the United States has a moral obligation to represent all Americans equally, not just those of a specific color. For 4 years, remember, they told you that Donald Trump was a racist. But has anyone ever shown that Trump in his entire life said anything half as disgusting as what Joe Biden said on that tape? No, no one's ever shown that. Now, you're not supposed to notice this, of course, and to keep you from noticing what Joe Biden is doing and why, they are, as always, accusing you of their sins. Here are two sitting members of Congress telling you that it's racist to enforce immigration law. Watch.
Congress must do the work of investigating and ensuring accountability of the egregious and white supremacist behavior of Border Patrol agents in Del Rio, Texas.
What we witnessed takes us back hundreds of years.
Hold on.
What we witnessed was worse than
Hold
what we
on.
witnessed in slavery. Cowboys with their reins
No,
again,
that's
whipping
vaqueros.
black people,
No,
Haitians,
vaqueros.
into the water where they're
Vaqueros.
scrambling and falling down, and all they're trying to do is escape from violence in their country.
It's worse than slavery, enforcing our own laws. That was Maxine Waters. Everything she just said is a lie. The Haitians now in Texas aren't trying to escape violence in their own country. They haven't been in Haiti in years. They've been living in South America. Many even had refugee status in South American countries like Chile and Brazil. But that wasn't good enough. They waited for Joe Biden to become president, and they came here for the free healthcare and housing that Joe Biden promised them. So now they have arrived. Why wouldn't they? You would. Who wouldn't? So here's what it looks like tonight in South Texas.
A stunning scene more reminiscent of a third world country than the United States. Over 10,000 migrants are crammed underneath the international bridge here after crossing illegally into the United States. Many using sticks, plants, and whatever they can find to build shelter as they wait to be processed by Border Patrol. From above, a Fox News drone reveals the size and scope of the crisis, showing a camp that reached a population of 15,000 at its climax because of this. Over the weekend, we gained exclusive access to a boat on the Rio Grande, and we watched as a constant stream of hundreds of migrants crossed the river from Mexico, entering the United States illegally, hundreds at a time gathering on the shoreline before walking to the bridge.
That look like the country you grew up in? No. We don't have to put up with this. We could solve it in a day.
Hold
The
on.
administration could send these people back immediately. Haitians are not bad people. A lot of them are great people. But we have no obligation to let them into our country. American citizens owe no debt to Haiti. Haiti was never an American colony. Haiti has been an independent country for more than 200 years, since 1804. And for much of that time, we have sent Haiti a whole lot of aid. So however sad and dysfunctional Haiti might be, it is not our fault. That's for sure. And yet Joe Biden is now punishing Border Patrol officers who tried to enforce the law, who dared to deter Haitians from entering this country illegally.
Okay.
With their reins. They weren't whips, they were reins.
I want to let you know there's actually only about 30% of the cavalry that Border Patrol uses is white. Most of them are Tejanos or they're black, and they're black cowboys that are like 8th generation. Okay, these are not These are not white supremacists of any sort. These are literal good old boys. And less than half of them are white. Like, by the numbers, and it's been that way for years. Especially the majority of them are Tejanos, because there is a long project. Becca, I know you know this, what I'm saying right now. There's this huge heritage. They are so proud of their horse skills. These are people that they pass down saddle making generation to generation. There are guys that exclusively do horseshoes, and they've been doing it since before Texas was a country. Okay? Their families pass it down. It is a legacy, and they are so proud of their sons and daughters for going into Border Patrol, and they love it when they go into the horse industry, and it makes them proud. They put up signs on the sides of their buildings, their barns, their businesses. You will see it is such a big deal. This is a really big insult to their culture, because Tejanos are very, very proud of their history and their background. They're very proud people. Like, this is an insult to them. I'm sure they're pissed at the white supremacy thing. I bet they're screaming.
Oh yeah.
I did want to congratulate the chat on completing their first CREEM STREEM poll, in which I asked who is dumber. Yes, no, Don Lemon or Chris Cuomo. Yes, won overwhelmingly, and Chris Cuomo came in second. So. I want to thank everybody that participated in that. It was pretty awesome.
I voted on him. Yeah.
All right, let's keep rolling this border shit.
Doesn't matter to the Biden
we got all
administration.
kinds
The
of shit
officer's
to
real
look at.
crime was trying to do their job, trying to stop illegal migration into this country. They've now been suspended. They will likely be fired. Can you imagine punishing law enforcement for enforcing the law? This is insane. Why do American citizens have a duty to follow the law at this point? That's an honest question. People are going to start asking that question. The White House spent most of today calling those officers' actions horrific. Really, how were they horrific? The White House never told us. That's because no one ever cared about whether the whip was real or not. Joe Biden's press secretary is an accomplished liar, so she understands the principle well. Here she is, in one of the great clips of all time, claiming that, unlike you, Haitians do not need to show vaccination cards. Why?
If somebody walks into the country, right across the river, does somebody ask them to see their vaccination card?
Well, let me explain to you again, Peter, how our process works. As individuals come across the border, and they are both assessed for whether they have any symptoms. If they have symptoms, the intention is for them to be quarantined. That is our process. They're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time.
Bullshit.
So Haitians entering our country illegally from God knows where are not required to show vaccination cards because, quote, they're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time. Really?
Yeah, they're all on short-term visas.
Right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So are the Somalians that have been in Michigan fucking forever.
Dude.
If the concern is COVID, why would that matter anyway?
No shit. You're absolutely right, Shagon. I mean, that's a great point. It's like she's just throwing spaghetti, hoping it'll stick, man, and people will just ignore that shit. I got a shit reel on her, in which actually I sat through 3 hours of that bitch the other day, just to find some nuggets, and they're all Peter Ducey. He's the only one. I mean, some of them are ask her questions that make her dig and shit, and they're starting to get like punchy on the prez and shit. So, but still, Ducey is like the only one that's really just hitting her with hard hitting and questions that's hard for her to dance around. And I love watching her dance around that shit. So we're almost out on this reel. But I did want to do that gut feel thing. This is funny as shit. I want everybody to laugh sometimes. Shit, we can't all, you know what I'm saying? Or
Dude, we don't get to hear Tucker be funny anymore, but I don't know if you guys remember, you can find him on the internet. He's done interviews and roasts with like Gavin McGinnis and shit.
Oh shit, really? Yeah.
Back when Gavin was funny, and he's done all kinds of great stuff. Tucker is actually fucking hella funny naturally. The guy is quick on his feet, funny.
You can tell he's smart.
Yeah, it's his delivery when he's funny, I think, is like great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of Dennis Miller-ish in his delivery. I don't know. The way he riffs, just live on TV. He always kind of reminds me of Miller. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it does. I think it's that political, sassy kind of.
It's very matter of fact.
Yeah.
Unapologetic, yeah.
It's almost sassy in a way. Almost, it's like I don't know how else to describe it. It's snarky. That's the word, snarky.
Yeah, snarky.
Right.
Snarky.
Snarky? We all get to say it.
Snark, snark.
So James Colley says this border issue has got me more pissed off than a hooker with lockjaw. I'll finish that.
Yeah.
All right.
I get you. I get you.
All right. Buster's Outlaw 20 Z2. Butler Outlaws 2. They pissed off another 10% of the country, and that 10% is going to add up at irate prostate. No shit, man. You know, it's interesting. I want to show you. You're going to see some shit, but it'll make you go, okay, that's weird.
So let's say you go out to a restaurant in Midtown Manhattan. Do you intend to stay in that restaurant for a lengthy period of time?
No, well, yeah. That's the thing is that they were calling them whips and stuff, and they were really long reins.
Well, they had the reins, they had the lassos, they had anything but whips.
Yeah, well, whips have been outlawed since like the 80s, guys. There's no one in American cavalry that can use any kind of whip. You're only allowed a holster with a show whip that is buckled into place in a lot of places. You aren't allowed whips. And the long reins is so that somebody else can pull your horse. They have enough rein to tie your horse's reins to their saddle, and they can pull both horses if they need to. That's the only reason they have those long reins.
My dad, like, he trained and showed Tennessee walking horses, and we had horse whips. Like, I mean, that's like no big, like, you're not beating a horse to death with it. You know what I mean? It's like a motivational thing. Yeah. It's like you tap them to get them to go. You know, you're not,
Horses are fucking dumb animals, man. I mean, you know.
They're flighty.
They're people too.
They're
You
not
guys are racist.
They're not the smartest animals on the farm, if you know what I'm saying.
It just made me so goddamn mad to watch everybody go apoplectic about it. And then they ban all fucking cavalry, dude.
That's worse than slavery.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I need a vaccine.
Worse than slavery, dude.
Give me that vaccine. That's the only vaccine I want to take.
Is so fucking freaky, dude.
Yeah.
For years? No, you just want to have dinner. But in order to get inside, you still need to show a vaccination card. Why? Oh, because you were born here. You're not Haitian, so you don't get a pass. Let's be honest, none of these people are ever going home. That's just true. According to the Associated Press, quote, many Haitian migrants camped in a small Texas border town are now being released into the United States. Haitians, one official told the Associated Press, have been freed on a, quote, very, very large scale.
It's because they gave up trying to keep them in the
In recent days, Fox News has confirmed that many of these Haitians are not even being given court dates, as Bill Malugin just told us. They're being given something called advisory notices requesting that they show up at some point in the future. Any woman claiming to be pregnant is immediately being waved into the country, no proof necessary. Her child would be instantly an American citizen.
Wow.
So who are these people exactly, these new Americans? Well, the administration has no idea. None. They have no idea. They don't care. Today, Jen Psaki again admitted she's not even sure how many Haitians have been admitted into the U.S. and how many have been deported. All we know is several of Haitians trying to gain access to this country appear to be violent. This was the scene at the airport in Port-au-Prince just yesterday.
The scene at Port-au-Prince Airport in Haiti is volatile. Angry Haitians dropped off here by the Biden administration throw rocks and shoes at the plane that carried them home. 3 U.S. ICE officers were reported injured during incidents on the tarmac.
Throwing rocks at ICE officers. The Biden administration has made it clear it's not going to do anything about this, of course. The governor of Texas isn't doing much about it either. That would be Greg Abbott, a Republican. In a matter of moments, Greg Abbott could deploy the National Guard, the Texas National Guard, to shut off the southern border completely, protect his state and the rest of the country. He's refused to do that. Instead, he's deployed just over 1,000 of the 19,000 troops he controls.
How does that feel, Becca?
That pisses me off. That's why I'm not voting for him.
Yeah. You
Motherfucker needs to get out of the house. I've never liked Abbott. He's a piece of shit. You know, he was in a car accident, and that's why he's in that wheelchair. And as soon as he got this big, huge fucking payout, he changed the laws for personal injury, so other people can't benefit like he did.
Oh shit! That's
he's a real piece of shit. He's a real piece of shit.
He was the best choice at the time that he was put up the first time.
Well, this is true.
He's got Alan
now
West.
we have Alan West.
What do you think about him?
Prather. I'm voting for Alan West. A lot of people I've heard is going for Chad Prather. Prather. There you go. I don't know him other than what he used to do on Facebook. So, and now he's got his own show, his own podcast and shit. He's okay, but do I want him running my state?
Ink. He's more like Glenn Beck style conservative ink.
He reminds me of Charlie Kirk.
He's less Charlie Kirk. he's a little too squirrely, in my opinion. I think he would have a hard time doing the job. I think he's just there to make a point. I don't really think he's honestly running. I think Alan West is far better because at least he has some sort of legislative and small business and all that. He has kind of the gambit under his belt. And I think the fact that he is really in tight with a lot of the native Texan community and things like that is gonna help him bolster. And he looks a lot stronger and more intelligent and long-term thinking than Abbott.
Meanwhile, in Congress, I'm supposed to go.
Fuck Congress, dude. I
Adam
hate
Schiff is
Congress
a member
right now,
of that
dude.
select committee and
I'd much rather
chairman
talk
of
about
the
Texas
Intel committee. Good to
politics
see you,
and
sir.
not
Thank
live
you for
it
taking the
anymore.
opportunity.
Good to be with you.
Why are they first?
Well, these are four important witnesses. They're all very close to the former president. Some were in direct communication with him on January 5th, on January 6th. They are reportedly in communication about how to overturn the results of the election. Mark Meadows, for example, involved with the Justice Department, trying to get the Justice Department to put pressure on Georgia to decertify the results of the election. There are innumerable areas that we want to question these witnesses about. And these are four early witnesses that we want to hear from and will help us direct our focus on others as well.
What does it tell us, though, about the direction of the inquiry? How Trump-centered is your focus?
Well, I think it tells you this: we're moving with great alacrity, and essentially no one is off the table.
This dude is a fucking Chi-Com fucking stooge.
That wasn't a threat.
He sounds like a Chi-Com stooge. He looks like a Chi-Com stooge, man. He's starting to look Chinese to me. All right, and look, hey man, you call me a xenophobe, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit.
You know who I think of every time I listen to him speak? Do you know who I think of now? I think of Wesley Mooch from Atlas Shrugged.
Well, it's like he's the same old song and dance. Trump, 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 jail. Trump, Trump, jail.
And it's,
hope, 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 hope. Nothing
I'm
real.
surprised
Nothing.
he hasn't come out and said that he has direct evidence.
Because he doesn't have shit. He has, that's always been his game. Is that
stopped him before?
Well, we're real hopeful about this information that we're getting, which is, he's trying to stick his thumb up our ass, man. He needs to stop.
He's trying
Get the fuck honest.
He's playing mind games because that's what China's told him to do. Because they have film of him
disrupting
fucking young male prostitutes smoking fucking meth in some guy's house where they fucking died.
Damn. You have
He's
evidence
really
of that?
the one they have a tape of.
That's a thing that actually happened, Trippy. One of his close associates has had two different black male prostitutes, one under the age of 21 and one like 27 or something like that, and they both died of overdoses in his house.
Oh my God!
This is a gift from Shigon, just to chill it.
A bunch of
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Back to the drone strike. You said last month, our over-the-horizon capacity can work and has worked.
Yeah. First question, drone strike. Oh, remember the drone strike, people? Thanks, Shigon, for that. Was great. She shot that in my DMs. I said, we'll play that shit. I liked it.
Is it getting?
Yeah, I didn't want to play it too long to get, spanked. It's like anyway, so it's some little psyche. I'm going to speed her up just a little bit, if that's okay with y'all. Let's do that.
I don't mind at all. Go for it.
Yeah.
I want to kick her in the face every time I see her.
I totally understand. I
can't help but look at her and not think of like Child's Play, Chucky.
Right.
Now,
I
because of
think
Trippy.
Yeah, no, I think of something far more personal.
Cinderella's like the female Trippy.
So.
Yeah.
No, she looks like somebody who fucked my son over while my son was in the military. So I'm like,
whoa, snap.
I'm joking.
Oh.
Yeah, they were both in the military. So like, yeah, no, I want to punch her really fucking hard in the throat every time I see her, and it has just as much lies that come out of her mouth as it does that she shares a face with somebody who needs to have her throat punched. So it's just fucking. I can't believe there's actually two of them, dude. Do you know how annoying that is? One of them is fucking bad enough,
I bet.
man.
All right, let's roll.
Yeah.
All right. Bam. 3, 2, 1.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Back to the drone strike. You said last month, our over-the-horizon capacity can work and has worked in going after ISIS targets and killing people who went after our troops, but you guys didn't kill people who went after our troops. You killed 10 civilians, including 7 children. So does the president still think these over-the-horizon strikes can work?
Absolutely, and I will just reiterate, as our Secretary of Defense conveyed, as General McKenzie conveyed, that there was a serious mistake. The Secretary of Defense has authorized, as I noted before, a thorough review of the investigation just completed by U.S. Central Command, including the degree to which the investigation considered all available context and information, the degree to which accountability measures need to be taken, at which level, and the degree to which strike authorities' procedures and processes need to be altered in the future. That's an important process. I would note, which I noted earlier, that there's a difference between a self-defense strike, which is exactly what this was, and I would note there was one prior to this that was a successful self-defense strike, and those that is posing an imminent threat to U.S. forces.
Self-defense strike of a man and a bunch of children.
Right.
Because there's such a threat.
Because that was such proper intelligence. It wasn't rushed at all.
Dude, I guarantee you it's going to come out that they're Americans. Or at least they were trying to get in the country. All right.
Who were, as we all know, on the ground at that time, facing real threats in real time, and an over-the-horizon strike, where we typically expect to have more time to assess both the threat and the potential target. That is a different approach, and it requires a different approach, and is a different approach.
That's an eternal debate here on the CREEM stream. Whether Jen Psaki's hair is really, really red, or whether she's
them eyebrows are awfully brown.
Dying it.
Yeah, look at her roots.
Uzi says
right now.
Uzi says fake.
Yeah, as the strawberry blonde, I'm saying fake.
Yeah.
Well, there's not enough variation in the hair color for what I'm used to with a ginger. Usually there's some really neat, like, kind of.
He might have been like a redheaded kid. I mean, she's got freckles like fuck, you know what I'm saying? So maybe, and then she became auburn haired, and then it just went to brown as she got older. But
when you look at my hair, like in the light, like in the sunlight or whatever, it's like I have really bright red strands, and then like really blonde strands, and then like some kind of like dark blonde brownish strands, and it's like that is all one solid hair color.
yeah,
and
like
that's not even,
Technicolor
like,
hair, man.
Yeah.
Technicolor, I like it.
Yeah, my 14-year-old's like that too. She's
Trippy, do you have Technicolor hair, man?
Hair, man.
Mine's just brown.
Okay. All right, let's keep rolling.
Internally, and General McKenzie spoke to that last week as well.
Some of the victims' relatives are saying that they want to be relocated here.
Is it curly?
Is that something that the administration is going to help them do?
I'm not aware of that request or that ask. I'm happy to certainly speak to our national security team and see what that process will look like.
The question about what's going on at the border, is somebody asking the foreign nationals who are locked in Del Rio, Texas, and setting up camps on this side of the border for proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test?
Well, first of all, I can readdress for you or re-talk you through what steps we take.
That's the policy for people who fly into the country. So if somebody walks into the country right across the river, does somebody ask them to see their vaccination card?
Well, let me explain to you again, Peter, how our process works. As individuals come across the border, and they are both assessed for whether they have any symptoms. If they have symptoms, the intention is for them to be quarantined. That is our process. They're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time. I don't think it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. These are individuals, as we've noted and as we've been discussed. We are expelling individuals based on Title 42 specifically because
if they're not coming to stay forever, how come they fucking walked up Central America and crossed a fucking river?
Okay, why if it was such a crapshoot to get into America, why did the Haitians flip out and attack all the ICE agents and the pilots on the planes when they were dropped back in Haiti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These people were basically guaranteed entrance somewhere along the way.
Yeah. Oh, and just wait, man. I've got some stuff that's gonna make you like bite your tongue. got footage, airport footage. Yeah, that's interesting.
Of COVID, because we want to prevent a scenario where large numbers of people are gathering, posing a threat to the community and also to the migrants.
Yeah, super spreader event
Themselves. So those are the policies that we put in place, in large part because, again, the CDC continues to recommend Title 42 be in place, given we're facing a global pandemic.
Where's the vice president on any of this? Isn't she supposed to be addressing the root causes of migration?
Absolutely, and she has been addressing the root cause.
Yeah, she's out to lunch, people. I mean,
Jen Psaki's over there, like, stop
I
mentioning.
didn't even see the vice president in a professional role, and I don't know. It's been over 2 months now.
I've only seen her like 6
Does she
or 7
even
times
exist?
since the inauguration.
Is she real?
I'm sure she's real. I'm sure she's rather fucking pickled too.
Dude, she's got to be fucked up. Just saying.
She wipes Biden's ass. That's her job.
I'd drink too. I'll be honest with you. You know,
I'd
smoke crack too.
Causes of migration by working with countries in the region to ensure they have the assistance they need to reduce the number of people who are coming and trying to make those journeys across the border. We've actually seen some reductions in some of those numbers. That doesn't change the fact that this is a very challenging situation in Del Rio. We're working to implement our policies and we're working to ensure we are also addressing root causes.
Just a quick one on boosters. Why did the president say in August, just remember as a simple rule, 8 months after your second shot, get a booster shot if there is not enough data to support that for the general population?
Well, what the president also said is that I want to be very clear. The plan is pending the FDA conducting an independent evaluation of the safety and effectiveness of a third dose of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines and the CDC's advisory committee. We are right now in the week of September 20th. The advisory committee is meeting on Thursday. We've seen some recommendations that we felt was a step forward in providing more protection to people across the country, and we'll wait for that process to play out. Our objective and our role is to ensure we have the capacity, the number of shots to provide them to the American people.
16 out of 18 FDA advisors say there is not the science. The president talks about following the science. Is this a case of him getting ahead of the science?
Well, first of all, I think what you heard Dr. Collins and Dr. Fauci convey yesterday is that this is going to be an ongoing process. I would remind you that the percentage of individuals at this point who would be eligible to get a booster are largely people over 65, because those are people who would have had the second dose 6 months ago. If we're looking at when we're going to have available data, that's what the CDC and the FDA looks at. They need enough data to make assessments. No one is suggesting that there will never be boosters. We are suggesting that there needs to be a process to be seen through for when boosters should be approved and when a broader swath of the population is eligible. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Just following up on this very basic but very important question. You're telling us that the DHS chief has the most recent numbers about how many of these Haitians under the bridge have been sent back and how many have been released into the U.S. The DHS chief is telling us that he doesn't know. So who else can we ask?
You can certainly ask the Department of Homeland Security. I am confident, Peter. I am confident he wanted to have the most up-to-date numbers, and we will venture to get you those. I promise you this afternoon.
Is this an issue of not knowing, or is this an issue of a lot more people are being released into the U.S. than are being sent out?
That is certainly not the issue. First, I think it's important to reiterate what I conveyed earlier about what the actual process is. Individuals are expelled under Title 42. If they can't be expelled under Title 42, they are put into a removal process. If they are put into a removal process, they're either transported to an ICE facility or released with a legal document. That legal document includes fingerprints, photos, phone numbers, an address in the United States, and a background check. That's the process that transpires. That's a part of our immigration process, regardless of where you're coming from.
And just because you keep using Title 42 to defend this administration's immigration policies, that is a Trump-era regulation. You guys came in saying that the Trump-era immigration policy was very inhumane.
Title 42 is not an immigration policy. It is a health authority because we're in the middle of a pandemic. The Trump administration approach to immigration was inhumane and was immoral. That's why we need to put a new policy in place, and we need Congress to pass that policy.
Unified control, democratic control of Congress. Many months in office, you have not even tried.
That's not actually true. There's been Peter, just factual here. There's been a bill proposed first day in office. Currently, it was proposed as a part of steps were proposed as part of the reconciliation process. Right, the parliamentarian rejected that proposal. They're going back and proposing new options. The president supports that. He would like to see immigration reform passed into law, more humane processes.
Just one more. Has President Biden ever been to the southern border?
In his life? Yes. I will have to look back in my history books and check the times he's been to the southern border.
We have been looking all morning, and we cannot find any record of him visiting the border as president, vice president, senator, or even as a concerned citizen. Why would that be?
I can check and see when the last time or when he may have been. But tell me more about why you're asking.
Because this is a president who makes a point when there are disasters in this country, like a wildfire or a hurricane, to go and see for himself firsthand what the needs are of the local community so that he can have an informed POV to make policy. Why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't he go down to Del Rio, Texas, and see what's going on?
Well, first of all, Peter, I think the situation at the border is the result of a broken system, and the president certainly relies on his experience. So
that was a really eloquent question. The way he worded it was perfect.
whether it was the work he did to
Right.
address root causes as vice president, his efforts when he was in the Senate to support comprehensive immigration reform, steps that at a time were being done and worked toward in a bipartisan way, something that certainly we think should be the case today. He uses all of his experiences to inform how he governs, how he approaches challenges, and certainly he looks again at the last 4 years and the separation of children who were ripped from the arms of their parents as a way he does not want to proceed.
Gosh,
so
fuck
all of his
off.
experiences and his time in office, whether vice president or Senate, inform his approach to issues.
But still, he's never
yeah, but
been.
let's ignore the 40%
There's no
of
record
children
of him
that
ever
disappear.
going to the fucking border.
No, there
Never.
isn't.
No, ever.
There's a
Ever.
good reason for that too.
Right? He didn't even go to Juarez and get like or Tijuana and get a hooker or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine him
I mean,
going to the
even-
border
I've been
and the
to
cartel
Juarez.
waving hello to him and thanking him for their arms? It's what they
Well,
working
yeah,
out well
because-
for us.
Yeah, him and Eric Holder and Obama were part of Operation Fast and Furious, which ended up dumping tens of thousands of guns into the hands of cartels in South America.
You can't go down there and risk people waving at him like they know him.
Right.
That would look suspicious.
Thanks for signing my gun.
Right? Thank you for getting me the Biden edition, man.
Months says that is not the truth.
Interesting press conference, and you guys have been talking about Jen Psaki's comments that she doesn't believe that the migrants down here intend to stay for a long time. That's news to these folks down here. If they were to actually come down here and talk to them, I think they would realize that they're not traveling from halfway around the world to go on a little camping trip for a few days under this bridge and then just go back into Mexico. They intend to stay. They know under the Biden administration, if they can just step foot on U.S. soil.
So it has been about 7 hours since Jen Psaki said she was going to check the history books for a previous, back in history, Joe Biden visit to the border. We haven't heard back yet. And so if he had ever been, and for some reason myself and the three guys from our brain room that spent a couple hours looking at this morning missed it, we probably would have heard by now. As for the Secretary Mayorkas comment 2 days in a row under oath on Capitol Hill saying that he doesn't know how many people are being released into the U.S. and how many people are being sent back from under the bridge. I asked if we just don't know because we don't know, or
because we're in clown world, fam. That's why.
They aren't
Because
recording it. They aren't recording
the reality is that
anything.
there are way more people being released into the U.S. than sent back. Jen Psaki assured us that was not the case, but she also said we were going to have numbers about how many are staying and how many are being sent back by this afternoon. Again, it's 9:30 at night here. A lot of the lights are off in the offices. I don't know that we are going to get that information tonight. As for her comment yesterday that they don't need COVID tests because they're not planning on staying for a lengthy period of time, that is in conflict with what we heard a few minutes ago from our colleague Bill Maloogian down under the bridge in Del Rio. He said that the feds are basically just trying to clear out that area and get people to go somewhere else. Give them a piece of paper. Come, we would like you to show up at an immigration office. But of course, we know from Bill's description that if they don't show, it's a whole process to go and find these people. And we don't know.
They're only requesting it. They're not demanding
We're
it.
saying to the president and everybody else, you got to stop this madness. And I want to know in the first place, who's paying these cowboys to do this work? They've got to be gotten rid of. They've gotten to be stopped. It cannot go on. And so I thank all of you for being here today. Write the story. Tell the story about what is going on. And let people know that they're trying to take us back to slavery days and worse than that. And the children, I'm pissed. I'm unhappy. And I'm not just unhappy with the cowboys who were running down Haitians and using their reins to whip them. I'm happy with the administration. We are following the Trump policy. He is the one that does not follow the Constitution and would not allow those seeking refuge to be able to petition to get into the country. What the hell are we doing here? What we witnessed takes us back hundreds of years. What we witnessed was work.
But you got a dude with the mask on holding the fucking umbrella for you. I mean, it's not all that shitty of a day for you, you know?
Than what we witnessed in
Everybody
slavery.
around her is wearing a
Cowboys
mask because just
with
like
their
Nancy,
reins again, whipping black people, Haitians, into the water where
Oh
they're
my
scrambling and
God.
falling down. And all they're trying to do is escape
They're
from
black
violence in their
lives.
country. Yes, it is unfortunate that it is the poorest country in this
Yeah,
hemisphere.
and they matter.
It is unfortunate that they have no stable government right now. It is unfortunate that they've had to live through earthquakes. I've been working with Haitians for 30 years. I've been working through 2 coups d'etats. I went to the Central African Republic and I brought back Aristide after he was exiled into the Central African Republic. They have always been between Canada and France and the United States treated worse than anybody else. And so, yes, we are here and we're organized and we're saying to the president and everybody else, you got to stop this madness.
All right, Dr. Anthony Fauci's latest flop is college football predictions. Remember?
What was your sort of immediate thought when you saw all of those fans packed into stadiums in Texas, Wisconsin, and elsewhere. As soon as I saw it, I thought COVID's about to have a feast. What did you think?
I thought the same thing. I think it's really unfortunate. I would hope that most of the people in that stadium were vaccinated, and even if they were, the close congregate setting, they should have been wearing masks.
You know what?
Outdoors, 2 weeks later, COVID-19 data is in. Some of the biggest games were held, and guess what happened? Nothing. The stands were packed. There weren't super spreaders. In fact, the rates went down in those surrounding communities. Like in Texas, despite the University of Texas and Texas A&M both hosting games September 4th, that drew nearly 190,000 fans between them. The statewide 7-day average currently is lower than it was on game day. Here to react, Outkick founder Clay Travis. Clay, your reaction to what the prediction was for Dr. Fauci as opposed to the reality we're living in.
Look, all over the South, first of all, thanks for having me, Brian. Millions of people have gone to college football games, and the number of COVID infections has been plummeting. You just referenced Texas. Same thing has happened in Florida, in Georgia, in Alabama, in Mississippi. All of these states that have had massive crowds for their college football games all over the South, we are seeing cases come down, meaning when Dr. Fauci said that he was worried about super spreader events over these major college football crowds, just flat out hasn't materialized. In fact, Brian, the opposite has happened. The number of people that are testing positive for COVID all over the South is plummeting to a massive degree.
Clay, think about this. You now have a situation where China oppresses, they are vicious, they'll even let you die and wither away in an apartment if you're positive, and it still came back. Then you have permissive areas, and it still comes back and it goes away. Might the virus have a say in how it spreads?
That's the big story from the whole start of this, Brian. I'm not sure that anything we've done, and I look forward to years from now when all of the emotion is stripped away and we can actually look at all of the virology and all of the epidemiology and the data. I'm not sure that there's going to be anything that we did at all. Shutting down schools, sending people home, requiring masks, all of it. I think it was mostly cosmetic theater, Brian. I think the data is going to reflect that the virus was going to virus. People felt like they needed to do something, even though most of the things that we did had almost zero impact. And some of the things, I mean, look at schools. The data on schools when kids go back to school shows there aren't these super spreader events when kids go back to school. The data is clear. That's why many European countries don't require kids to wear masks, by the way, because they also don't work. But I look forward. I think we're going to see, I really do, 30 years from now, I think people will look back and say this was the Vietnam War on steroids in this country.
75% of the eligible.
Like, herd immunity. You know, they were talking about early on, herd immunity. And then they said, oh, no, that's not going to happen. That's not what, we're dealing with. Or, we're not going to get over this that way. But, yeah, it looks like we are.
Well, man, there's also a natural curve down from the quote, Delta spike, right? Mm-hmm. It ebbs and flows, man. We've been dealing with the fucking influenza, I mean, for a century, right?
Yeah, it's not gonna change
the common cold, it's like, it's, this is, now they got this, it's like it's, people are still treating it like it's like some kind of Chinese bioweapon or something.
Yeah, like it might have some credence to it or something.
Yeah, no shit.
I've been noticing so many people now that are getting it that have been vaccinated too. 2 people on The View got it or something. Not that I care about The View, but they're both vaccinated.
Yeah, but Anna has come back and done 2 more tests, and both of them were negative. So all she did was prove that the test didn't work either.
I was gonna say that's because if you take enough tests, you'll probably show positive when you're negative and negative when you're positive. You just gotta take enough tests.
I'm starting to believe the top cardiologist of the world, and he said that the vaccine doesn't cover the variants because it wasn't made for the variants.
Check this out, Becca. All right, so it was funny that those two View hello?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The 2 View hosts called COVID because Kamala Harris was supposed to be the guest on there.
Oh shit!
Today, and she didn't show up.
They rushed them off the fucking stage or the little set in the middle of the fucking show.
That proves it, man. It's not a Chinese virus. It's an American virus. We're just using it on our own people.
Well,
I wonder.
Okay, so I have a question.
Well, maybe by slave labor in China. I mean, got a good. At least they got a good deal on it.
That was opinion. It wasn't trying to be a fact. Sorry.
All right, I'm going to roll this last thing, and we'll let it roll slow. And then at the top of the hour, we're gonna kill it on YouTube, and everybody moved to Twitch and to Odyssey for the last 30 minutes because we're gonna look at the Project Veritas shit that happened this week, and you're gonna go, holy shit. All right, I'm just saying. I'm teasing it, yeah, but it's real. Okay, it's a real. The tease is worth it, right? Like Uzi Q. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Hello. No. Yeah.
That's lying on the beach. Please remember.
Wrong one. Yeah. No, this is it.
You are in breach of the public health order if you are not wearing your mask. Please put your mask on. Otherwise, times will
Mask at the beach.
Fucking sheep.
Social distancing is vital.
Go swimming with it on.
That's
Please.
not a good tan to have.
A man was reportedly walking down the street and not wearing a mask.
That's a wonderful
Police
tan
spotted
to have.
him and stopped him. There was some type of confrontation, a struggle, and the man was being attempted to be arrested.
We want our businesses to stay open, but workers who aren't vaccinated won't be at work in a lockout. So if you want your business to stay open during an outbreak, make sure your workers are vaccinated. To help make this new policy work once you reach the next phase, we are working on upgrading the Territory Check-In app so that it can be linked to your vaccination certificate. That will help venues ensure that only vaccinated people are entering their premises during a lockdown or lockout situation. And I'll make this point. Businesses and venues will have the right to refuse entry to unvaccinated people, whether or not there is an outbreak.
I had someone say to me, why are you wearing a mask indoors? And I said, because that's the fucking rules, dumbass. There's a mandate.
Fuck you.
That's the rules.
Yeah,
That's the rules of the
he
small
flip-flops
business.
for more than
Support
5 sheep.
small businesses. America first, right, dumbass? You don't want to wear a mask. You don't want to follow the rules. Stay inside your fucking house.
With regard to children, we're doing an age de-escalation study in elementary school children.
I'm
From
sure
12
you're
to
studying
9, 9
kids,
to
dude.
6, 6 to 2, and 6 months to 2 years. We anticipate
What?
we'll have enough data to be able to vaccinate these younger children by the first quarter of 2022.
There's a study that came out of Israel about
The first quarter of 2022.
Fuck you,
That's
that's not even
January. That's
possible.
fucking January, people.
No, what he said is not legal, Irate. They can't do those studies on children. That violates the Nuremberg Conventions. We have no data for any other vaccine ever in the history of vaccines on children because it is illegal to test how vaccines work on children.
Do you know what Fauci means in Sicilian?
Oh no.
It means sickle.
Sickle.
As in a scythe or something you cut wheat with.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Like-
that's
The thing
Like
the
the
Grim
hammer and
Reaper
the
carries
sickle?
around.
Like the Grim Reaper? Exactly.
Or Russia.
I just thought it was just, when I found that out, I'm like, what the fuck? That was crazy. I thought it was bullshit, and I looked it up and like, holy shit. Once again, Alex Jones is right. I watched him on, anyway. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
y'all, I just had the weirdest fucking thing happen. I was sitting here talking to y'all, my tablet just lit up, and my browser opened for Brave and put up a thing for vaccines.gov.
Oh, well, that's
Wow.
normal.
Brave is like it double taxes your CPU, right? I tried yeah.
This is on my tablet. My tablet was sitting there. I had it off, just sitting on the bed, and it's
Dude,
I don't
it
know
just
5
popped
feet away
on
from me,
by itself.
and it just popped on and gave me. It showed vaccines.gov to show me where to get vaccinated.
It's not scary.
Wow.
That's totally
Yeah.
normal.
You should burn it.
There was
Throw it in a
one
fire.
day I was talking to my boss. We were standing like out on like kind of like this porch patio area we have off of my office. And I was talking about getting new glasses frames and like ordering glasses online and blah 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 blah. And like neither like I didn't have my phone or my iPad. She didn't have her phone. Or no, she did have her phone in her hand, but she wasn't on it. Like neither of us looked up anything. Neither of us were searching glasses frames or anything like that. We walk back in. She pulls up her phone, gets on Facebook, and the first ad that pops up is for like ordering glasses frames online.
Oh,
That's like terrifying, is it not? Like
Yeah, we
I don't
see
know.
that shit all the time, man. Uzi and I
Yeah.
will be talking about some shit, and I mean, like, two days later, it's like we're getting ads for it, or 5 minutes later, it's like,
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
crazy.
Yeah, I was just, we were talking about, what was it, like I was using the term bowel resection or some shit, and there was this, stuff on Facebook which just popped up, and it was like, what the fuck?
Of course, man.
The AI was listening to us, and I'd like to be friends with the AI. Okay, I think the AI can be friendly. I think
AI, we love you.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
AI, one of us. One of us. One of us.
Oh my gosh.
One of
What
us.
is the name of that movie?
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah,
All right.
what's the name of it?
Freaks.
Freaks. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
totally.
Oh my god, it's been a long time since I've watched it.
Oh, dude, man, we need to do that. All right, so let's roll. I'm gonna just roll this. I gotta.
Natural immunity. And basically,
Maybe we can have Irate as the guest on.
Oh my god, my
commentary.
dad told me
Even
once,
better
like after
than the
Freaks,
vaccines
like there
alone.
was like this big movement to like
what do people
not
can make
make
of that?
fun of
So,
those
so
people,
as we talk about
like
vaccine
anyone
mandates,
disabled or whatever.
I get calls all
But
the
then
time.
like
People
after
say,
doing
"I've
that, then
already
they all
had
lost their
COVID.
jobs and they
I'm
couldn't
protected,
like the
and now the study
actors and
says
stuff.
maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone.
Or like
Should they also get the vaccine?
the
How do you
traveling
make the case
shows,
for
I
that?
mean.
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that.
I am in the hospital
Because you
right
can't
now
defy
with heart
absolute fucking
complications from the
reality. Sorry. Natural immunity is 20 times stronger than fucking than anything that vaccine is going to produce. So he can't say anything because the instant he tries to speak against it, he's going to sound like a fucking retard, and he knows it because that is tacit knowledge that everybody already fucking knows.
I don't know why more people aren't upset about that.
I am in the
About
hospital
them not
right now.
covering that's natural immunity at all. Like, I don't understand how people don't notice these things.
Usually.
Really firm answer for you on that.
I am in the hospital right now with heart complications from the COVID-19 vaccine. And I want to inform as many people as I can about the risks from taking the vaccine that I wish someone would have told me. So I am a Division I student athlete with no prior health issues. And I got the second COVID shot Tuesday. And within 4 days, I have been diagnosed with myocarditis and was told that I probably won't be able to play my senior season now.
So you're refusing to serve us? Are you refusing to serve us? So you're going to enforce segregation because we just told you that we're religiously exempt. I never told you any of that. We just marched for this. Everybody in here is okay with that? Everybody's in here okay with setting segregation in society? Everybody's okay with that?
Sorry, I think this is so
we don't have our
hilarious.
vaccine cards, so now the kids can't eat. We can't eat. You guys are okay with that? This is the America you want to live in? Is this the America you want to live in? No, fuck
Holy
you. You
shit.
see, you're not American.
Air 'em up,
That's
son.
why you need to get the fuck out of here if you're not American. All right? Get the fuck out of here. Okay? This is America, and in America, everybody can eat.
First of all, in an infectious disease outbreak, getting vaccinated is not a personal choice.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not. It's something that we do for the community.
So there's
struggle to understand why someone would decline the vaccine.
I'm
in the
not
passport system
dying
because
for the
anyone with a brain
community.
knows that there will be the same unending hysteria coming from public health experts about new variants forever.
What
Their
is
first
up with
studies
his
coming out is to show
eyebrow?
That the Pfizer vaccine wanes within 3 to 5 months.
They're in business
So
for
we're
their
all
own
in this
self.
together, communism, and also you'll need the latest booster or you can't take transit to work. So you're not just asking me to take a vaccine. You're asking me to receive vaccines as a lifestyle choice. You're asking me to accept an unending streak of vaccines, not only for the rest of my life, but as a condition of my freedom. Do you understand how dumb you are if you think anyone's opposition to this maniacal proposition is in any way inappropriate?
I had overheard a chemical restraint being given to one of the residents I worked with in order to get her to take the COVID vaccine.
What?
They had given her a PRN, like Xanax,
What?
and they were successful
Yeah,
after giving her the
fucked
PRN
up.
in order to get her to take the COVID vaccine. The resident was lied to about which shot she was receiving. She was told that it was the flu shot.
They should have technically had a
Bullshit.
care conference
I'm
with the family or
scared about
telehealth
that.
visit with the family beforehand and made sure this was all right. 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone went off. She was not responding. Little response, and by the time she got to the hospital, she died.
She's no longer with us, and in her last moments of life, she had to have her dignity removed.
But it's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. But it's not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
I'm puzzled by these people who continue to say they're forced to get vaccinated here. There's always been a choice. If you do not want
Right, to be fair, that was the first reaction to that shit, right? She just said, "Yep, fuck you," and then you know, I built it up with the stuff we watched earlier. But I'm
The
back.
answer's yes, and Move along.
Yeah. Fuck you. I love it.
Fucking cunt.
I can't stand her, man. And this guy, but I love to hate her. I know I'm gonna miss her when she's gone, dude.
That rate's got a crush.
Ew.
No, it's a hate. Oh, dude, it's hate. Oh,
it's a hate boner.
It's a seething fucking repulsion that just.
Oh yeah, she's one of those that I love to hate follow.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you
That's
can.
sort of like when Trump was gone and then the news didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that for me. Yeah, you're right.
Thus,
All right, let's roll
in
with
her
this.
last moments of life, she had to have her dignity removed.
It's a requirement for people at a business with more than 100 people. It is not a requirement for migrants at the southern border. Why?
That's correct. Go ahead.
I'm puzzled by these people who continue to say they're forced to get vaccinated here.
Fucking bitch.
There's always been a choice. If you do not want to get vaccinated, you can work from home. You can homeschool your children. You can shop online. So where is this coming from? People saying, I'm now being forced to be vaccinated. We never forced vaccinations on kids in school. If you didn't want to vaccinate your kids, you could homeschool them. And people have done it for years.
You're exactly right. Nobody's being forced. In fact, if you don't get vaccinated, you just have to get tested on a weekly basis.
He was going to use the full force of the federal government to mandate that all companies with 100+ employees force their workers to be vaccinated or subject them to weekly tests for COVID-19.
Yes.
I just got off the phone with our lawyers. I just want to reiterate something that I already said today on Twitter. No. The Daily Wire does have more than 100 employees, but we won't be enforcing Joe Biden's unconstitutional and tyrannical vaccine mandate.
Say no.
That's it. We'll use every tool at our disposal, including legal action, to resist.
So from the second week of September,
This is in Africa. I can't remember where. Uganda, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember.
without showing proof of their vaccination cards at the gates. Similarly, people would not be allowed to event centers or parties or receptions without showing proof of their vaccination cards at the gates.
Yay! The best chant ever.
Joe Biden.
He has such an easily made fun of name.
Have you seen that meme where it's Joe Biden and Obama and leaning in and Joe Biden is saying, all these people think I'm sexy. And he goes, that's not what fuck Joe Biden means.
Great.
That's a great meme.
Left the pediatrician's office with
Listen
my
to this shit.
little girl. So the pediatrician asks if me or my husband are going to get vaccinated against COVID-19. And I told her no. And she says, not at all, not planning on it. No, we're not doing it. She said, well, unfortunately, you can no longer have your kids as patients here. You need to find a new doctor.
What?
But my kid's doctor for the last 9 years. And just like that, we're cutting ties.
Imagine if every child and teacher were tested every morning and also they're vaccinated. You can imagine that situation even if there's high levels of community spread, that maybe you can remove masks at that time. But we are nowhere near that yet. And I think what we really need to do is get the vaccines authorized for children as soon as that's possible and also really ramp up testing because that is a powerful tool that we're just not using across the country as we should be.
Are you doing that in China? Where your marching orders come from? You Chinese communist spy bitch.
Right.
I wouldn't let her near me with, it's like, goddamn, man. If that bitch is the only doctor, I'm gonna die. I'd rather die than have that bitch look at me as a doctor.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe she's actually going to do anything. I think she'd want to kill me anyway.
Yeah, no, fuck her. We all know we all know she's a shill for the CCP. All right.
I don't even think she's a real doctor.
Hey, man, you know what Tedros is about. Just saying. All right.
Basically forcing us.
I mean, I don't have a choice, brother. Even I have to wear a mask.
Hey, Divine.
You understand?
Sure.
Okay, so let's make it happen.
I mean, I don't know what law says you have to wear one, but
again, I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah. I mean, are you gonna come to our homes, force us to be vaccinated, take our children from us too? Like, what's next?
We'll see. I gotta follow the same.
We'll see. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what law? What law?
Wow. What a mindless fucking cop.
I'm only enforcing what says that law.
This is a government building, though. This is government funded. This isn't private. If it was a private business, I completely understand.
Yeah, that's a library.
These Trump-thumping, anti-vaxxer Republican
what does Trump have to do with my ability to read?
Looks like Bridget Nielsen.
I'm so goddamn tired of this Trump Association for having a fucking education in science.
I called this girl over.
Oh, this makes me so fucking mad, y'all.
She didn't take her mask off. She goes to the manager, and
If you missed it because Tim was talking, she's deaf.
Sorry.
Uber driver,
Sorry,
so
yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
got a
this
ride,
one
and
really
I'm like,
hurts
hey, I
my
have to order
heart
my drink, I
'cause I
have to
know
go.
deaf people.
The manager comes over, and I could just tell by his body language, his face, he was going off, and kept doing this, and I kept saying, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I need to lip read. He refused to write anything down. He refused to pull his mask down. We're 6 feet apart through the plexiglass to the side. I'm wearing my mask. Like, what more do you want from us?
Oh my god.
Right, like that
Fuck
woman
this
does have
bitch.
read lips and all this other stuff.
Dude, she is smoking.
Trying to help.
Sexy chick.
I mean,
that's irrelevant.
I don't think she's got all these dogs barking for her.
He's like, leave my kind bar out of this.
I'm just a man.
Oh my god, those people look crazy.
Yes, they do.
Plastic face man. And a fucking
Were they panicking because he was
alright.
eating?
All right.
Okay, this is at a restaurant in New York, and the black women that attacked the hostess is from Houston.
Yeah.
What was
And
that
they're getting
about?
kicked out for not being vaccinated?
Yeah, they asked for their COVID card.
Yeah, their
Oh, is
friends.
this the race one?
Yeah, the friends. All right, so these are friends visiting friends in New York, right, from Texas, and the friends from Texas don't have vax passes and they're not wearing masks, right?
Yeah,
because they're from Texas,
and they
so
couldn't
don't
get
have to,
entrance
yeah.
because of New York, right? And then they pulled that shit on that lady. And
Way to represent Houston.
yeah, it's a really nice Italian restaurant. I think it's Carmine's is the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been around for a minute too, y'all.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Listen, vaccine is a choice. Okay? It's a choice. You shouldn't exclude people from everyday activities because they choose not to engage in something they have every reason to doubt. The government story on the vaccines have changed every 1 to 2 months since Donald Trump. The vaccines have had effects that people come out.
See, it is bringing odd facets of this country together. It's just
People are
amazing.
uniting over this.
Yeah, people are
The
waking
Black
up on that
Lives
shit.
Matter movement is recognizing that Trump wasn't the boogeyman they thought he was.
Well,
they got tricked.
Well, no, he was behind the rollout and the warp speed shit. You know, that's what he's
yeah,
gonna.
no, I
that's
agree
what
with
he's
that,
gonna
but I'm
say,
saying
right?
They're
You know?
discovering that he's not the monster that the media projected him to be.
Exactly.
That there was a whole different fucking problem, and they're realizing that the media lied to them.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years when these people slowly start to realize just how much they've been lied to, because the black community is not having it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I don't know black community anywhere that's having it. Not even the black folk up here. Like, everybody that may get pissed off at me for not having dreadlocks, they sure as shit aren't pissed off at me for not wearing a mask anymore.
My
They
bad.
don't,
All right,
dude.
let's keep rolling.
And say, oh, well, you know, that never happens. But they do happen. People die. Joe Biden said that folks wouldn't be hospitalized. People are being hospitalized and dying.
We're paying for the provincial vaccine passports to make sure that when someone comes into a restaurant, they'll know they won't be sitting beside a table of people who are unvaccinated. When you go into a gym, when you go to a movie theater, you need to know that if you've done the right things, you get to be safe. You get to be rewarded for having done the right things. That's what it's all about. And those people who still hesitate, who still resist, well, they won't get to enjoy the same things that those who've done their part for others.
I had something stolen, so I have. Okay, but and I need to see your vaccine. I have my vaccine.
This is a very serious problem.
I have my vaccine. You can call my doctors.
You don't want to do it.
And she died.
Well, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Stand up while you're bleeding rather than just go home. All right, we get paid to do this, mate. I'm just as open to protest as you
Yeah.
are. What protest
I saw something that said she died.
Yeah.
Maybe
You don't have to.
this
You
is
don't have to.
verified.
I'm not skilled to do anything else, mate. So unfortunately, at this time of my life, that's what I have to do. And the people of us that aren't skilled, we don't get paid. We're not getting food at the moment. I hear you, mate. My wife's in the same position. She's out of a job at the moment.
It's kind of hard to hear people talking with fucking masks on, you know. But this
Yeah.
this Aussie
It
cop,
is.
this Aussie cop gets Just
At
what?
the end of the day, I agree with you.
Then why are you standing on this side and not with us?
Because that's what I get paid to do.
So you agree with me, but you get paid to do that, so you stand on that side.
Why I'm trying to talk to you the way I'm talking to you, as opposed
Exactly,
to...
because you're doing what you get paid
Yeah,
to
it's
do.
showing pushback in Australia.
Please don't touch her. I'm recording this. She's asking you to remove her hand.
Anyone else?
Can you please stop moving closer towards me? Can you stop moving closer towards me?
He sounds hot. Oh wait, I can't sit here.
Probably looks like Sydney.
Oh, the kid.
Why is her kid there?
Yeah. She has her son with her and she's done nothing wrong. Keep away from me! You just don't want me recording her. She has her child with her! You are disgusting! You are disgusting human being!
Yeah, I get angry
She
with the
has
kids
her
too.
child with her! This is appalling! Are you a mother? Are you a mother?
Nice.
Yeah, it's getting bad. They ain't fucking around and burning anymore. They don't give a shit. Europe's going crazy right now too.
You have previously been directed to leave. Leave now or force may be used. No further warnings will be given.
There's some big ass horses, y'all.
Look, the cops are running from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got overrun in all kinds of places, man. It happened in Paris. It happened in Sweden. It happened in Iceland.
He's been prevented from showing aerial pictures of the Melbourne protests and riots. Earlier today, a request came from Victoria Police Media for broadcasters to stop streaming the aerial pictures of the protests that we had yesterday. The Victorian Police have now applied to put a no-fly order on the media helicopter, which supplies pictures to various outlets.
It's like
Del Rio, Texas. It is September 16th.
All right, so
This is Ted Cruz.
Yeah, this is Ted Cruz, right? So, but they also denied the FAA denied drone footage, drones to fly over this area, right?
Yeah, so Border Patrol grabbed all the Foxes and everybody else's cameras that wanted to go. They started giving them tours.
Yeah, but they can, but the helicopters can do it.
This is underneath one bridge. 10,503 illegal aliens. A mass of humanity that
was
crossed
2 weeks ago.
and is waiting to come into America.
What you're looking at right now is the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. That is a mass of several hundred illegal immigrants who have just crossed the Rio Grande. And look at this, several hundred more streaming across as we speak. We're on a boat in the Rio Grande. This is the Mexican side of the river right now. You can see it's a never-ending stream. Hundreds of people crossing the Rio Grande.
3 tracks,
basically every hour.
The kids can stay both.
All of this trash that you see are dump documents. People coming down here being told by leftist organizations to dump their documents before they go across so they'll have an easier time of getting across.
Check this shit.
And that's what this is right here.
Look at this.
These are all documents that were dumped. And all of these are from Chile. These are all people that claim to be Haitian but have lived in Chile for years in many cases. We've got Brazil as well, Brazilian passports. We've got more documentation of families from Chile whose children were born in Chile, lived there before they came over here.
Why would you
And then
leave
down
Chile?
here,
It's
we've got more
gorgeous.
Uruguay, a lot of the Cubans, the supposed Cubans have been given asylum already in Uruguay.
So easy to live off the
protection. Now
land
they're
there?
coming up, and then we've got all of these as well.
Well, who would want to leave, Emma? What's the answer to that question? Criminal?
You'd have to be lazy as shit to want to leave Chile. Do you know how easy it is to homestead there? You can off-grid homestead there for super duper fucking cheap, and you can have a big ass family, and you can make fucking money easy off of it. They are always looking for people to produce good foods they can sell
But
in the
in
market.
America, the government gives you money.
It's almost like America is a great place to live.
Fuck yeah, you get to watch TV all the time. It's awesome.
I know, but the fucking soil's
parts
great,
of Africa
man.
as well.
Question about what's going on at the border. Is somebody asking the foreign nationals who are walking into Del Rio, Texas and setting up camps on this side of the border for proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test?
Well, first of all, I can readdress for you or re-talk you through what steps we
That is
take.
the policy for people who fly into the country. So
Are both assessed for whether they need to stay here for a lengthy period of time.
Dude, Peter's such a fucking, he's got balls of steel. He gives no fuck.
Yeah.
Check this out. This bearded dude. All right, these are people in the airport.
That guy's got an epic beard, y'all.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is epic as fuck.
intense.
But I think he's Texan. I think he's in Texas.
Getting into the United States.
That wouldn't
I'm at the
surprise
McAllen
me.
Airport. I want y'all to look at this.
Every person in here has either a red envelope, a green envelope, or a brown envelope. Not a single person speaks English, and all these are free airfare to different cities in the United States. Even the airport people are freaking out. Look at this craziness. Free airfare. They didn't have luggage. They got like bags of chips and stuff, and they're just sending them all across the U.S. Look at this lady right here. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids and doesn't even have any luggage.
Talking about January 6th, you just had a whole bunch of soldiers die in Afghanistan, and I don't hear a peep. If Trump had did that shit, you would have been asking for his head on a chopping block.
Damn.
Why can't you keep that same energy, huh?
I love this woman. She's
January 6th is worse than 9/11. I know what you're saying. Sure, a lot more people died in 9/11. Sure, 9/11 is a way worse tragedy, but 9/11 was a foreign thing and not America's own people going against the government. So there you go.
My attitude every time that we go somewhere, because everything fucking feels racist to me. Everything feels racist everywhere we go. And I hate going places and there being like no other minorities there, and so everything around me feels like fucking microaggression. Everything around me feels like
stop reading Slate.com.
Triggering. I can't go anywhere. Like if I go somewhere and there's too many American flags around, I'm defensive, and now I'm getting scared. Like when the crowd last night, the crowd is chanting USA, USA. Now I'm starting to panic, and it's like other people are fine.
The fuck is wrong with you, bitch?
Does he look
You're literally in America, you dumb cunt.
A little bit,
You're,
yeah.
and you're panicking because people are chanting the name of the nation you live in?
The
Are you
situation is what
fucking
it
nuts?
is, but not to me.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's like you know,
so
she's not terrified of
You
the
know, it's
American
interesting.
flag. She's like barely black.
Uzi and I are watching this film of this TV series from 2011. It's called Falling Skies. All right, and it's a post-apocalyptic scenario where you've been attacked by aliens. Right, so there's aliens, and then there ends up being other aliens and stuff, and it's so pro-American. It's amazing. I mean, the contrast between this show and everything else I've seen like recently is amazing. There's hardly any woke shit in it. What? It's called Falling Skies, and the only way I've been able to watch it is on fucking HBO. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because there's another one. What was it called? It was like that. It had aliens come down. It was very, very pro, like objectivist, libertarian.
You may be talking about
American.
Space Above and Beyond.
No, it's centered on Earth, and it's one word.
V.
Oh.
V.
It's got the dude that played Hank Reardon from the new Atlas Shrugged movies as the main character. It started with a D. It was called like
Destiny.
Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, where they live
like
in
races.
it's like 3 or 4 different like alien races. A ship had crashed there during a battle, and it's like what's left over.
This was like supposed to be what was St. Louis.
Yeah, that went 5 years, man. That's a great series, man. So
it's a good series.
Yeah. All right, let's roll and finish with this.
I'm uncomfortable, and then I make everyone around me uncomfortable.
Well, then maybe you should get some counseling, you crazy bitch.
Look at this. These yanking the flags up out of the floor.
Oh my God, I would snap.
Touching our staff. Fascists are not welcome on this campus. You are acting like a fascist.
Fascists aren't welcome.
Being a fascist, so get lost.
Motherfucker.
Oh my God, that autistic crazy shit.
Look at this.
It makes me
9/11
so mad
memorial.
when people take being just born an American for granted.
Right?
Yeah.
One nation, under God.
Wow. Just one person said the pledge.
One teacher.
What's up? Who are you?
Student senator caught stealing flags.
Okay.
Hey, what you doing, buddy?
Oh my God.
About 4 bags of fucking.
What's the biggest risk you've ever taken in your whole life?
Coming to this country.
Where did you come from?
Russian.
From Soviet Union.
Were you pressured not to take that risk?
Yes.
From who?
From the government.
Why did you take the risk anyway?
We wanted to come here.
And what's been the outcome of that since you've been here?
It's great.
What are your thoughts on capitalism? It's great.
This
is the best.
Nice.
This is the best system in the world.
Do it up.
That's what I grew up hearing from everybody who was from another country.
Yeah.
Oh, you's hungry.
Who's what now? Oh.
I'd advise you to go in the kitchen and fix yourself something to eat. I said I advise you to go in the kitchen and fix yourself something to eat.
I'm so hard of hearing.
A couple months went by and I was like, all right, I don't think I can do
Well,
this.
that kid
I don't think I
needs
can
to get
date.
punched
Oh,
in
wait,
the
man,
throat.
I can't. And it was time to break up with him. Again, he was so nice. He was so freaking nice. But like, I was terrified terrified of going over to break up with him. To the point where I sent a bunch of my friends my location and I was like, if I don't text you in an hour, come and get me, something's wrong. I genuinely thought he was gonna like lock me up in his basement. Granted, I had just recently watched the movie Get Out, but like white male rage is no joke.
Oh my god. Dude, that really pisses me off because she's like, he is so nice. And somebody that is like dealt with a legitimate crazy person that like you could not get rid of and like, you know, had to legitimately hide from. Fuck that bitch.
Just so Get Out.
She probably did.
Yeah, that's what she said. She literally just said that. She just said, I saw Get Out.
I just watched Get Out, and like I can't almost know if she's being like satirical or like something, but like something tells me she isn't.
She's not.
My life is horrible enough as it is. I live next to Trump supporters. Just horrible.
I finally found your TikTok. I'm your neighbor. Here I am, your horrible conservative Trump supporting neighbor.
God.
Come get cookies. Mwah.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids.
My God.
LGBT.
So much teenage angst at this table.
Oh my God, I'd so do
attracted
it.
to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. But that doesn't make sense because you have to remember that these are still women. Trans women are women. They are female. The attraction to her is from the waist up, but it can also be from the waist down. And they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down. But that act, again, doesn't indicate a sexual orientation. It indicates an attraction to the person, to the woman, the trans woman.
You had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
You know, I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, you know.
Listen to him squirming. Listen to shit.
Would give to Global Health, which is a. I had dinners with him.
Salty crackers,
I
and this was great.
regret doing that. He had.
Did you guys see Salty Crackers video on this? It was fucking amazing. Hilarious.
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, you know, would give to Global Health, which is a interest I have. You know, not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. You know, those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. You know, that goes back a long time ago now. There's, you know, so there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continue to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, you know, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so you know, in general.
Does raising your son to be a real man make them sexually harassing?
So no,
There's a
I
study
don't
for
learn.
all the young men who are brought up to believe in really traditional, toxic viewpoints of masculinity. Here's how many self-report sexually
Did
harassing.
you see that look on his face? Like he's dead, and he smiles. Like, yeah, he's not a problem for me no more.
But for the young men raised
We're almost
outside
done.
Those traditional
Right,
viewpoints of
and
masculinity,
then
here's
we'll
how.
say goodbye
So,
to YouTube.
It certainly makes it more likely.
So I just came out to my students.
Why?
Why is it their business?
They're 6th graders, guys.
They don't need to know who you're fucking.
I just haven't had the courage to do it out of fear of judgment, mostly from their parents.
Or like 13 or something. They're kids.
I had these kids in 4th grade, and
or no,
now I have them in 6th, and I'm sending them to middle school, and I love these kids so much, and I trust them, and they make me feel safe, and
which one of the
I know they
kids
love
do you
me,
love
and
so much?
it just felt right, and I did it, and it was so beautiful.
Members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention
It's not
that your educators
your elementary
are distributing
middle or
essentially
high
what is
school
child pornography.
students'
in the
business who
classroom.
you're sleeping with. That is so
Spoken to a judge this
inappropriate.
evening.
You
She's already
had that
confirmed that.
conversation with my 11-year-old, I'm gonna be pissed.
So I'm going to give you a simple choice.
Oh.
Either you choose to resign from this Board of Education, or you will be charged. Thank you.
That was their mayor?
Yeah.
We need a little bit of chicken. Hey, hold on. Hold on.
Puppies.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, that was the end of that. Roddies are great.
All right, and on that note, All right, fam, what we're going to do is let's go into the green room for a second and say goodbye to everybody at YouTube. I just threw a bunch of links up there for Odyssey. So if you want to join us as we end with the final reel, we're going to do that. All right, so join us over at Odyssey. I got the link over there. Click that bitch and hang out with us. All right, see y'all there. Bye-bye.